Karoline Leavitt has backed herself into a corner so badly that she is now actually having to lie about her lies. She has spun this intricate, involved web of lies. But unfortunately, she is now the one tangled in it. You know, like some diabolical little lying spider that can't get out. And to me, that's absolutely hilarious. And all of these lies, of course, in this particular web are regarding the Epstein scandal that is not going away. Karoline Leavitt insisted on Monday of this week that the whole thing was a hoax. And then on Tuesday said, I never said it was a hoax, just the parts about Trump are a hoax, the rest of it's real. And of course, she maintains that that signature is fake. And in the very brief period between those documents coming out Monday and her talking to reporters on Tuesday, she said at least 3 different handwriting analysts have come out and said that's definitely not his signature, so what are you even talking about? Seems remarkably fast, and of course it contradicts what all of the other handwriting experts have had to say. More on that in just a moment, but first a quick word from today's video sponsor. By now you know Trump's big beautiful bill has passed. But almost no one's reporting how ICE will get nearly $40 billion of our tax money each year, making it the most heavily funded law enforcement agency in U.S. history. That's more money than most nations spend on their entire military. So much of our media is either missing the worst of this bill or twisting the language so you think it's all in your best interest. But we've seen the ICE raids ramping up. Now Trump's openly threatening to deport U.S. citizens. This should be the biggest story in America, yet it's buried. Making ground news essential right now is what all of this is doing. They're the only tool I've found exposing these blind spots in the media. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, then analyzing just how far-right and radical each unbiased source actually is, you get way more context than you ever would anywhere else. If we're being honest, we've seen Trump's power grabs throughout history. They said never again, and that means never again everywhere. And right now, it's happening here. So if you want to stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply finding the stories missing from your news feeds, Ground News has you covered. Their app and website is a smarter, more reliable way to stay informed at a time when MAGA is banking on us to stay distracted. So I've partnered with them to get you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I have been using. That comes out to $5 a month for unlimited access to everything I've mentioned, and so much more. Just go to ground.news/Farron or scan the QR code to subscribe. With at least another 4 years of this, we can't afford to miss these details. So on Tuesday, Levit was asked explicitly by a reporter, quote, about the Epstein case, would the White House support a professional handwriting expert review of the document released yesterday to prove that it's not the president's signature? And Levit responded saying, sure, we would support that. In fact, I have already seen many forensic analyses of signatures coming out. And by many, she means there was a single article in the very far-right pro-Trump outlet, the Daily Signal, that allegedly spoke to 3 handwriting analysts, and they said, yeah, that's not his signature. But then Levit added, and we have maintained that position all along. The president did not write this letter. So this letter is from what, 2003? So, in order for Levit's lie to be accurate, Jeffrey Epstein would have had to have known in 2003 that his good friend Donald Trump would eventually turn on him, and then Epstein would need some kind of reason to go after him in a way that would actually take him down, assuming that Epstein knew he was eventually going to be taken down. And so he would have had to, in 2003, forge Trump's signature anticipating that in 22 years, this was going to destroy Donald Trump's presidency, which of course was a fever dream at that point. Right, Karoline? That's what your lie means. That 22 years ago, Epstein was a friggin' psychic and knew that eventually he was going to have to take down the man that he called his best friend. So he forged only his signature. All the other signatures, all the other messages, those are legit. But the one from Trump, who was not the most powerful person who signed on to the birthday book, Bill Clinton is in there, and his wife was a friggin' senator at the time. But he didn't fake Bill Clinton's signature. Oh, God, no. No. Just Trump's. 22 years ago. Wow. That is absolutely remarkable that Epstein knew that he was going to need to do that. Because, folks, that's what would have to be true in order for Levitt's statement to be true. And of course, she's referring to the 3 analysts from this far right, very questionable, I will say, with their reporting, conservative outlet. Meanwhile, all of the other forensic experts have come out and said, yes, this signature does match his signature at that time. Signatures do evolve. They typically stay within the realm of what they've always been, but there will be little flourishes and differences that do appear over the years, becoming the new signature. So if you're comparing the 2003 signature to the 2025 signature, it looks similar, but obviously not identical. So other individuals that have Trump's signature from that time frame have now posted them all over the place, and there's been articles on this and analysts have looked at them. Those are matches. They do match. My signature from 2003 doesn't look the same as it does today, even though it's, relatively the same. And I'm sure the same could be said about every single person watching this video. It does, over time, slightly evolve. That's what happens. But folks, that wasn't even the biggest lie she was called in. As I mentioned, she lied about ever having called it a hoax, even though she did that on Monday. Here's how that went down. On Monday, Levit said, "This is fake news to perpetuate the Democrat Epstein hoax." Clear as day, that's what she said. She put that on social media, so it's still out there for the world to see. So on Tuesday, Maggie Haberman with the New York Times asked Karoline Leavitt, quote, "You said the Epstein documents are a hoax the Democrats are perpetrating against the president. You said he didn't sign that check, that he didn't sign the birthday card that he allegedly signed. So what is the theory, since these documents came from the Epstein estate, who is, I guess in your view, faking these documents?" Levitt got pissed. And she responded saying, "I did not say the documents are a hoax. I said the entire narrative surrounding Jeffrey Epstein right now that is absorbing many of the liberal cable news channels on television is a hoax that is being perpetuated by opportunistic Democrats." And Haberman just interrupts her and she goes, "What exactly is the hoax? I'm just trying to understand what's fake. What's fake is not the documents." And then Levitt, still pissed off, said, "The hoax is the Democrats pretending to care about victims of crime when they do not care about victims of crime, when they have done nothing to solve crimes, when they have done nothing to lock up child predators and I'm not using these words because those are things YouTube flags and will take you down, across the country, and when they're now using victims as political props to again try and smear the president of the United States." And then she's on and 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 on. So none of it's a hoax. Your party put the Epstein files in the ether. Your party made them a central part of the 2024 presidential campaign. The Democrats did not do that. Your party did. Your party demanded them. Fox News was asking about them earlier this year when Pam Bondi went on there and said, "They're on my desk. I'm ready to go." You guys did this. We're just trying to give you guys what you're asking for, right? We want to make sure y'all are happy. You wanted the files released, so let's release the damn things. And now you're all trying to protect him. But this is finally the situation where Karoline Leavitt cannot lie her way out of it. And now her lies are being called out, so she's having to lie more to cover up the previous lie. What's she going to do the rest of this week? She's going to lie about the lie about the lie? This is a woman who stopped wearing her cross necklace, I'm assuming because it was burning her flesh every time she spoke. She is in this downward spiral right now. And I got to tell you, it's the most hilarious thing I have seen from this entire administration of clowns. This one genuinely makes me happy. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.